So yeah, PC is back from the dead. We are back with a normal scene here between Icarus and Berthags. Game number 2. We continue to where we left off. Sorry YouTube for the quick jump in, but yeah, I've had to set up the restream correctly. I messed that up beforehand, so we have it fixed now. We have a bit right now that should support both streams as well, with better performance, no tearing or anything. And yeah, thanks to the hacker, I had to set up all of this again. That's why we didn't have a stream the last couple of days, but we are back in action. We have Icarus on the right, once more 56, where we left up on Friday night. And we have Berthags here with 8 infantry. So quite the interesting matchup here. Icarus still up 1-0 with 56 here. And we're gonna jump into the game here now between these two players. Berthags coming in with Bradleys, coming in with a couple of M60s here behind that. Relatively standard opener. On the other side, we see a lot of Urals and co trying to bum rush into Zulu. So here we go. And yep, Spazant's GRU Stingers all set up here. All going around. Meanwhile, Bellows Roar moving around in the north. Spazant's GRU coming in there relatively simple. Actually, Berthags trying to contest that northern zone. That might work out against only some Spetsnaz GRUs. They are not the strongest fighting squadron, only 4 hit points against mech rifles and engineers, and some stingers. This super light push, calling out the bluff here, might work out for Berthags. Meanwhile, though, the question is, can Berthags hold the south? M60s here, 2 Bradleys, a good couple of engineers. Yeah, the M60s is all you kind of need here to deal with the light vehicles with the rockets, the BTRs, the Urals, and those are actually just normal Urals with the Dejant Medis. But yeah, the BTR 70 here with the Rise, especially killing those over Bradleys and so on, should go pretty well. Yeah, the bot I still have to activate as well, guys. So yeah, unfortunately for that, guys on Twitch, we can't use that. The mech rifle engineers here pushing forward, mech rifle lords moving around as well. Mech rifle law and engineers pushing further forward. Dejant Afghanzi getting hit as well. Taperi getting overwhelmed. Bradley coming around. Spetsnaz GRU under fire in the south. M60 slowly pushing forward as well. Dejant Afghanzi under fire here. Being killed off actually quite quickly there. Not what we want to have happen. The Rise here not as efficient as you would hope as Icarus. The infantry all still alive somehow. Belojor gets in though, gets the capture. Meanwhile in the north, mech rifles here hold off decently by the Spetsnaz GRU, but more infantry needs to come in there. Yeah, we see a good couple of Dejant Saperi already moving forward. More Rangers and Ranger Dragons actually being brought in over here. Conquerors with a good angle here. Gets the count to one of the M60s. M60 and Bradley in the south still moving on. Medis gets spotted. Might get stunned down here. Yes, it does. The missile still finds the hit onto the M60 though. It's unfortunate. BTRs here still annoying. No laws left in these mech rifles, so the Rangers need to come around to finally finish this off. We have a smoke mortar in the rear, and the constant 56 printer here with the infantry keeps on coming, and that's quite interesting. That's really something quite interesting, something that we don't usually see here in these kind of matchups. Like pure infantry spam is not currently the meta, but 56 has good infantry. And yeah, we see some infantry support vehicles here as well. Let's see if it can work out with the smoke here. Dejant Afghanzi with the RPO, for sure an interesting unit. AKSU as well, but also medium machine guns which can't fire on in the same building fights. They have a minimum range, so you don't want to use them quite in CQC. It's a bit of a weird squad. So yeah, we'll see how they work out. M110 on the other side for Berthags, really scary unit. Already firing up here. CV coming in the north. Bellejour coming around to counter that. The mech rifle law and engineers here doing a decent job annoying the enemy. Stingers already went down in the town. One more still on the outside. The BTR goes down, and with that the engineer and mech rifle already paid off to, as they also got the kill into one of the Spetsnaz. And yeah, M110 here with some heavy hits. I don't believe the Spetsnaz GRU can escape there. Nope, they go down. Meanwhile, the fight on the front line still continues. +1 now for the blue side. Rangers coming up for the north as well. We have some BM-21V crud. Those are the small ones with only 12 rockets, which reload really quickly and can come in with a good amount of damage. Trying to counterbarrel here the M110. I'm not sure if they are capable of killing that off with only 2 of them. With some lucky rocket hits they might be able to. And they might get that, yeah. M110 goes down. Great kill there for Icarus. I can use that for annoying enemy infantry later on as well. Has a foothold here in the town, but obviously at the same time the north is an interesting fight here as well. It's a really active Two Lakes map thanks to the playstyle of Berthags in the north. Meanwhile, Rangers and Ranger Dragons actually getting destroyed here in the south. Engineers in the north at the same time going down as well. But all the infantry there currently dead as well, so Icarus evacuating the Bellejour. We have a +2 for the blue side right now. And that's not great for 56, which is most likely the worst late game division. Though if it gets artillery kills like this, that might allow it for going longer than expected. Engineers and mech rifles moving around here. Vision of Gansky getting engaged as well. Rangers coming along. We see some artillery, we see some ATGMs flying around. Smoke moving on, Chaparral and M60 rolling in. Good couple of Rangers coming in here. Cobra moving around. Coming in with lovely rocket pods and some guns. And yeah, it's great to be back, guys. It's great to be back. I really didn't. I wanted to cast so much on the weekend. I had the whole Sunday free as well. I planned to do so much WARNO League casting, and then the whole hack situation happened. I had to go to the police, had to wait for all of that to settle so that I could wipe my PC and then yeah, reset it all, which took me a couple, like the whole Monday afternoon and night and Tuesday morning. And they're finally back, but I wish I could have done all this WARNO content that I planned for. Plus, for all the YouTube watchers, I lost a good amount of progress, like all the recordings I did with Atacava. So there will be a somewhat big jump in that series as well, which is highly frustrating. Yeah, highly frustrating. At least the save games of the single player one are not gone, but yeah, super frustrated about the multiplayer one because I had some cool things planned there with, yeah, and used that really to enhance my video editing skills and so on lately. And yeah, losing all of those recordings is really frustrating. Chaparral moving forward here. Matsivi coming around, Berthags getting the capture. Hey, Tanka, thanks for 23 months. Much appreciated. Dalbert here coming in with the hydration. Cheers to you as well. Matsipi getting the capture here. Onto the battlefield. Here's moving around. Yeah, I have to deactivate Steam notifications as well. All the small things that you didn't remember that you changed on your old on your OG PC settings now coming up again. So many small things. Yeah. Yeah, all those small things. Where do you even toggle that? Okay, yeah, we toggled that now. Engineers moving around, Dushka Medis getting eliminated. Polaris trying to move forward. I got hacked. Like, I got hacked halfway. Let myself get hacked because, another strike team member's PC got hacked. Account got hacked on Discord, and the hacker contacted me via that one, asking for some help with a program, and I downloaded the corrupted file, gave them access to my PC with that, and they tried to blackmail me, and so I had to go to the police, and I had to wipe my PC, and all of that took quite a while. Yeah, nothing really bad came out of it, outside of a lot of wasted time. Yeah, luckily I had nothing on my PC stored that was of any, like, important enough value that it meant that I had to pay that fucker or anything like that. But, yeah. A couple of my pictures might be on the internet somehow now. Oh no. None of them in any bad situation. Like, yeah, maybe not my best hair days, but outside of that, nothing really of importance, luckily, stored on that one. Yeah, but it's still frustrating. Rangers moving forward. LRS pushing forward in the south as well. Yeah, I missed you too, guys. I missed you too. Me 8 here, getting some kills. Thanks for the follow, Roger Otero. And Rangers trying to disengage further back here. We see some ruts coming in a gnarly manner here. Rangers and mech rifles coming around. And it's especially frustrating, guys, by the way. It's also surprisingly how strong Berthags is doing here. Because I can't stream this weekend because I'm with my family this weekend. So, which is great, but like that's why I planned to stream all last weekend, and then that fucker had the audacity to hack me on Saturday early afternoon to ruin the whole rest of the weekend. Like, if he would have done it on Sunday night, okay, but Saturday afternoon, that's like the that's the most frustrating part. MiG-27K gets the kill here. Also, obviously, nobody in the IT department works at Saturday and Sunday in the German police, so I had to wait till Monday till I could get all of that figured out. Stingers moving around here. M60 using the RPG-22. Mech rifle, engineers all moving forward. Ranger dragons coming around as well. The rest trying to move forward. And it looks like Blue is doing really well here now. Sorry that I didn't quite make a play-by-play cast this time, guys, but I wanted to get you updated on all the situation at the same time. And as I said, I don't have immense time, and I won't be around on the weekend, so I wanted to connect both of these things here, as I still owe you these games. Engineers moving forward here. Berthags doing pretty well here. Lost the northern situation again, but 56 will have a tough time here. Like, I feel like it's all down to artillery now if Icarus wants to win this. And I'm not highly confident in a more 20mm mortar. If there would be more Kruts or things like that, the Nonas, anything like that, like I would say potential, but it's mortars, and they don't really do the damage here. They really don't. LRS here sitting around, trying to engage the RPGs. Get some killed. And yeah, we see Conquerors getting shot as well. It's quite nice as well. Cobra getting shot here. M60A3 moving forward as well. And we have the capture of the zone here now by the lovely 8 US supremacy once more working out. We have some T-62s here now coming along. But I feel like Icarus' game plan not as smooth as in game 1. Like, that was a good bit ago, but in that game, the game plan really felt smooth. This time around, it didn't really work out from the get-go, and there was no adjusting here. Like, the only adjustment, I think, was the Gruts to the situation evolving on the battlefield, but, like, there should have been way more of this. Like, 8th here really holding their ground nicely. And no real job done to get the infantry fights into better situations. Driving all those rocket BTRs into fights where they just could get sniped by infantry AT was not a great move either. And yeah, we have this +2 situation now, which is just constantly taking on. The rear zone being heavily under siege. We see a big smoke wall. That's an interesting play, as we have big squads here coming up. Those are the 14-man double Dejaniki squads here with the RPG-22s that come in. Meanwhile, Gruts trying to find another target, but it's, yeah, once more only these UM-21 Gruts, so they don't really do it. I think 4 weapon slot is going to allow us a lot of cool shit. We don't get that right now, which is unfortunate. Like, that they didn't, like, because they didn't plan to get it to us with this DLC, actually, guys. Like, they pushed it a bit faster through the hoops than they actually planned for, which is cool that we got 1 unit before, but I think, like, the cool things will come around with all they talked about last week in the dev blog. Like, smoke's gonna be cool, some really fancy sniper rifle, super specialist forces squadrons could be cool. Like, you could go manpad, AT weapon, sniper rifle, or the Dragon Law combo, the unholy one, and stuff like that for mech rifles. Like, a lot of options there now, so I'm really looking forward to what we will get with it. And it will make infantry play a lot more varied. It helps a lot in Steel Division 2, so it's gonna be cool to have that around as well.
A Wood One Love.
Hey, Synod, great to have you here as well. It's nice to see you all missing me as much as I missed you guys. Gruts coming around. And yeah, guys, never submit to hackers if they try to blackmail you. It's a shitty situation, but giving them what they want, it doesn't really help you either. And it unfortunately won't fix the situation, most likely either. Mech rifles, engineers pushing forward. Dejaniki RPG-22 holding the line nicely. We get some big push here with mech rifles though, or at least from all the support angles. We don't have any more artillery here from Berthags, but Berthags also on a decent position to push back in here in the north with enough infantry reinforced again. F-16 on the hunt for the Hind here, and there's only 2 Iglas, which won't be able to kill the F-16 unless the F-16 damages itself really hard. But okay, the F-16 would have died if the Igla would have hit there actually, because it damaged itself hitting the Hind. The classic. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to fix that. It might be just slightly fixing the, like, changing the timings on when missiles fire with anti-helicopter range or so. But that happens so often, it's just so frustrating that the second missile comes always out when they are just about the plane, on the plane. Yeah, Berthags getting a W here though, which makes for a really interesting setup, because that means we will have a game 3 in this game. And yeah, I'm hyped for it. And yeah, 56 and 8 US, really interesting. We will see what Icarus brings in for game 3, if they will believe in 56 once more, or if they will change up now that they have lost with it once. In general, it feels like Icarus is a player that really gets bogged down with one division and then plays that constantly. We obviously all know about Icarus with TKS, which is a lovely division, so can't blame them for picking that one. But yeah, I'm not sure if once more 56 will be a great idea. We will see how it goes. Another game coming up. So yeah, quick break, guys. then we're gonna be back with game number 3. Yeah, this is a best of 3 quarterfinals match in WARNO League Division 1. So don't go anywhere, guys. Gonna be back in a second. Let's hope everything works out here. Yes. Okay, I got that one at least set up. Here we go again. Game number 2. Berthags equalizing here the score. So this is the decider match. And Icarus actually still believes in the 56. With a bit of a different startup this time though, as it's also quite a different map. Vertigo here as the final decider map. Whilst we have Icarus here setting up quickly. Spesnal GRU with the Stingers coming up. The really amazing recon unit. 80 Stinger as well. Fantastic. As a support unit, has shock and special forces if it needs to engage as well. It can delete other smaller infantry squads quite nicely. Obviously, with 4 hit points though, you don't want to have it take too many engagements directly. Meanwhile, T-62s here and some Iglas coming up already as well. T-62s actually just trying to roll forward. That will be interesting to see if that works out. Whilst Berthags believing into the Moroccan power here, bringing around 24th. Bringing around some Cobras, Icrobras, Snipers in high numbers. Triple Sniper start here. Oh boy. So, yeah, let's see if Berthags can go around further. Also, Captain Cactus, yeah, sorry for... I also wanted to... Like, yeah, I had so much planned for that last weekend. Fantasy League, I will update as well, guys. So don't you worry. Like, yeah, so much that I wanted to do, and then I sat here around doing sports because I couldn't do anything else because I had no PC to work with. Um, but yeah, we will figure it out. Aircraft troops coming around, going for the south here. Interesting. Coming around in the Huey immediately. Huey relatively slow, relatively cheap. So let's see how that goes. Whilst a couple more National Guard scouts in 50 cal is an interesting combo as well. It's a short range sniper rifle. Not even being any more long range than the M14 that they come with. Not the most damage output here on this 20-point unit, but it's a 20-point recon unit. That's the important part. 50 cal can do some damage, but obviously is relatively vulnerable as well. But yeah, the big question is, will the plop in the north have some success here? Of Icarus with some BTRs with Rice. Again, it's interesting that he believes in these things so much. As they have the short range. Like, the ones that I like the most are the one with the rocket. Then you just park a URL next to them, and then they can endlessly rotate through their rockets and delete infantry. With the Rice, you have to get a good bit closer. Yes, it does good damage as well, but getting into enemy AT range really easily with them is relatively scary. So we'll see how it goes. Belajor coming around, Dejan Medis coming around for the south as well. Well, it's on the other side. Aircav troopers coming in. Cobra for the center. Though obviously with the Stinger Special Forces, the Spetsnaz GRU, it should be possible to shoot these things down. But we will see how that goes. We will see how that flop play of Icarus will go here. It's on the other side, a really spread out play by Berthags, playing relatively heavily for the south here, more than what we often see here lately. Aito, the triple sniper play, super interesting as well. Especially combined with the Cobra. Getting kill here, getting control over the center, and the triple sniper will just delete any infantry squad that pushes out into the open. Oh, 50 cal not getting the kill there. Or do they? No, they just barely don't. But they still can annoy the infantry here. Still continuing the fire. Relatively good counter there. MiG-23 coming around. Huey over here actually went down. Cobra got a hit. Gets killed off by the MiG-23. So that's a nice find there. Whilst the Spetsnaz GRU over here. Have to be careful. Still under fire. More infantry pushing through in the middle. M1 IP and the Bradley fire team coming around as well. The Spetsnaz still alive though. So, okay, now they finally go down. Stingers setting up in the middle. We have some Ito. We have the snipers here. Ito pretty damaging here for the T-62s if it gets some hits. So they have to be careful. Whilst the Dejan Medis over here should get overwhelmed by what Berthags has to offer here. But CV for now, for Icarus, gets the captures. Will get a take online. Whilst Ito tries to hunt Urals. Bit of wasting its ammo there. M1 IP number 2 coming around. They outclass the T-62s well enough that, yeah, you don't really worry about not having M1A1s in this deck. M1 IP here, the more cost-efficient action anyways. The sound alert things I might have to double check again. Hello there, Reef. M1 IP rotating back. We see the T-62s rolling into town here. Rolling through the gap. Trying to find some targets. And yeah, meanwhile, LGB Bomber, oh, gets the kill onto the CV. That's big. Can the Stinger get it on the way out at least? Yes, it can. Okay. A plane for CV tank. That's a fair trade there. A trade that Berthags will be frustrated with at this moment, as the tank was pretty important here to push back the T-62, but in the end, might be still okay, absolutely fine here. Just means that for the moment now, gotta be a bit more careful up in the north. Fireteam Dragon there getting eliminated, but at the same time Berthags pushing forward in the south, getting deeper in there. And thanks guys for keeping me hydrated. We're gonna remember the push-ups later. Military police coming around. National Guard fire team coming in there as well. And 1IP and CP Mutt coming in here for the southern area as well. Stinger running in here. See the BTR Rice rotating around. Military police getting in there. Release. Moving forward. Stinger. Oh. Not getting the shot onto a MiG-23. Hind needs to be careful there. Stinger still have enough missiles to make that work most likely. Oh, but if this gets close enough on top of the Ito here, then all these units might have a problem. Because the Ito is the only AT here. So that would be a big problem. MYP, meanwhile, destroying some T-62. The BTR just too bad to spot this though. Like the snipers are so invisible when in building. So yeah, okay, Ito now getting hunted together with the Stingers. The BTR might do its job there. CP coming around for the south, trying to get some capture points there. Whilst M1IP and Bradley get repaired over here. Stinger goes down. At the same time, MiG-23 still flying around in the rear. E-24 PAA, one with the 4 R6DMs on the side and the big rockets, but no ATGMs or anything like that. Has 10% ECM as well. Lovely little helicopter, but not the top end of the food chain. Abrams having to retreat over here. BTR 70, not finding the Ito now. So the Ito still might be able to do some potential damage here, and here we will most likely see some infantry disappear in a second. Might at least spot for the BMB P2, revealing the snipers, but yeah, that recon infantry might disappear here in a split second. Cobra coming around. We have some Iglas though. Cobra immediately getting hit. Second Igla actually about to come around, so that Cobra can't get the hell out of here fast enough. Igla number 2 aiming up. Can it find the kill? Yes, it can. Cobra crashing into the ground, getting killed over there, and the sniper is now getting spotted. And the Rise here really doing a brutal job. Snipers getting overwhelmed. All 3 dead now. That's the issue with 2-man squadrons. They just get deleted so quickly. So the northern situation actually going okay now for Berthags, but the center being lost at the same time. A nice back and forth here. Meanwhile, south slowly getting captured, so that's nice. And we have the big boy now coming around. Strike Eagle flying in, dropping its first 2 bombs onto some T-62s. Gets the kill there. Coming around most likely in another second for the second one. Or another similar target, the BMP-2 maybe. That seems to be the Modrazhvetka. I believe that it gets hit, that get hit there. Yeah, Modrazhvetka down. Nothing can touch the Eagle. Eagle getting out alive. Bradley trying to go for the T-62s. Bradley's over here firing the rock missiles as well. Bradley from the rear firing some side shots there. Not finding the damage there at first, but finally finding the kill. BMP-2 getting killed off in the open as well, and that looks like good place here once more for Berthags. So Icarus able to replace the units in the center, but yeah, T-62s, they can be decent tanks, but I don't feel like they're the best offensive tanks to use. So yeah, that push here for Icarus not working out. I'm really interested to see where 101st and 56 will land in the competitive meta, as we have seen more and more play of them over the last couple of weeks, obviously, now that they have been out. But they're still, I don't believe, fully figured out for when you have picks and bans and so on, and you don't run into the most meta, most ranked kind of game plan every single time. So yeah, we will see if they can find their spots there. With being such specialized division, I feel like there should be a spot for each in some maps, in some matchups. But yeah, we will see about that. Really quite hyped about both there in the long run though. Even if they don't quite get into the meta now, I believe with some buffs and changes, they both will have some cool, interesting gameplay in the long run, with all the special kind of tools they both have. M1IP here and the National Guard Bradleys opening up on the Iglas, getting some decent damage, pushing them back. We see a MiG-27 AT killing off only a 50 cal truck. That's not the most worthwhile target, as the M1IP smokes off in time. So yeah, bit of a wasted there. Great missiles here, but not really something that you want to waste onto an Humvee. Like, I believe the missiles might weigh more than the Humvee. And yeah, absolutely overkill there for sure. Meanwhile, National Guard fire teams with Bradleys hunting for some action in the south, and there's only one Special GRU with a Stinger team there, stopping them from achieving more. So that most likely won't stop them. National Guards and Abrams in the north in a decent position as well. And it seems like we have an issue here for the 56 again. So I don't think it's quite as grim as last time. But yeah, we will see how it goes. Trying to get an assault on here. I'm not sure if that is the right spot to push. Maybe underestimating how many units here Berthags has brought in actually. Especially with the M35 already repairing all of them back up to full strength. And yeah, National Guard fire team laws spotting for the Bradleys. Pushing the Special GRU here back. Strike Eagles number 2 coming around. And it finds a double kill onto some units on the ground. This is devastating. No fighter out here on Icarus' side. And that's a problem. That's a big problem. Trying to stop this F-15 with the AA that 56 gets is going to be really, really tough. Meanwhile, up north, Iglas coming around. See a good couple of Bradleys chilling out there in the open wild as well. Another supply truck coming up. Team Law over here. Sitting on the other side of the building, blocked in the Igla. Both chilling out in the open, not wanting to engage each other. Whilst, yeah, we have a couple of T-62s, we have some helicopters, but Stinger is going to shut down the helicopter play, and the T-62s can't deal with the Abrams and the Bradleys. That's going to be a problem. Some artillery play might be needed here again, and then, yeah, a good amount of MiG-23s here at the same time, trying to deal with that F-15 Strike Eagle. Otherwise, those guided bombs will just absolutely dominate the battlefield here. Like, that's the big problem. MiG-23s can do well, but not if they get bombed time and again by those pesky F-15 Strike Eagles. Meanwhile, Maddie's over here, trying to push over the open. See some on Maddie's here, trying to engage the Bradley. Bradley spotting them, opening up fire, gets hit by an ATGM. Out of commission immediately there. Maddie's doing a good job. More infantry fights here, trying to push through the smoke. As we see more units unloading. Helicopter is not helping out yet. The MiG-27 actually not having a line of sight and actually being hunted by the Strike Eagle of all things. That might be an overextension though. Strike Eagle going down in flames here. Crashing into the ground. I still have camera shake on. MiG-23, the winner in that battle. Big bloom of fire there. A miscalculation by Berthags. That Strike Eagle shouldn't have been there on its own like that. Meanwhile, another ATGM finds a kill onto some Iglas. Bradley's opening up here once more onto some infantry. Lighting up the guys in the open, but they have a Maddies to defend themselves, so they actually might find a kill there. It's too stressed out by now though to hit, and with the changes to ATGMs to not always hit when they miss as well, that actually matters, though they find the hit with the second shot still, as the Bradley number 2 didn't help out, didn't stun the unit down completely, and with more accuracy getting gained by every shot, they kind of balanced out the stress damage done to them. F-15 here, coming in, finding the kill onto the Hind. Hind crashes to the ground as well. Loads in the fireball. F-15 gets hit at least, but will be able to make it out. So another strong fighter here around, this time a full-on fighter in the action, stopping any Hind action on the other side. Maddie's finding actually its second... it's their second kill here. Meanwhile, F-15 still sticking around here, not finding the kill through the MiG-23. But yeah, second Bradley getting taken out by that team. Strike Eagle number 2, the last one remaining, getting some bombs landing in the north. No long-range AA whatsoever here available for Icarus in that deck. The best long-range AA you got, in quotation marks, is the Strela 10M, which is still no radar AA or anything like that, and has relatively limited accuracy and range as well. That's the BTR over here, hunted by the Bradleys. M1A1's pushing over, though one of them already pretty damaged. So the second one being hit now as well, the leader one, both popping their smoke, realizing that this is maybe not the perfect situation. At the same time, Strike Eagle gets the contour at T62, but gets damaged by the Eagles. Has to run for its life. MiG-27 on the other side, flying over some stingers as well. Might find a double kill, finds the double kill. That is really big here. Double kill onto some M1 IPs there, one leader again. And this time around, the LGB bomber of Icarus gets around and gets out of the battle. The Stinger's not able to shoot it down this time. Somehow another great hit here against an M1 IP. I believe that might have been a side shot of that Conquerors, leading another one done and dusted. So that one needs to be repaired immediately there to really be able to defend itself. The only amazing thing right now for Berthags is that they have so many units here, and Icarus is trying to deal with that with infantry, and I think that's the wrong solution. Yet, like, you need artillery to deal with that, and not just smoke play. Like, either some massive bombing action with planes. You can't really deal with it with helicopters. We saw the amount of stingers. We saw the F-15s hunting that down quite nicely. So I believe artillery is what you need here to actually deal with the city block, but we don't see any here on the side of Icarus outside of 120mm mortars, and they don't quite do that job. Like, they're more here for smoke, but you would need some gruts to really level the playing field here, like, not just figuratively, but like actually literally leveling the whole thing here with some gruts, which are really strong in 56 as they come with free veterancy, like something that people really underestimate, because that reduces their aim time and their reload time by a good bit, meaning that you can fire with them a lot more. PM22s here coming around as well. LGB stands for laser guided bomb. So those things, if they start dropping, they always hit their target with pinpoint accuracy. So if you don't smoke in time or get yourself into cover before that thing drops, you're dead. Unless you're one of the heaviest of heavy vehicles, and that really makes them really, really deadly. M1 IP pushing forward. And yeah, Abrams coming in. M109. The Paladin howitzers here of the National Guard. The weekend warriors have arrived. And yeah, I think that's a good idea here from Berthags. We finally see the Gruts now coming around. It's the baby Grut with only 12 rockets instead of the full-on 40, which you also get availability to, but better than nothing. They also have a really good reload time. They also have the free veterancy on the artillery there in 56. And here we go. The Gruts starting to do some damage, starting to take off some units there. They will still need a lot more of these with on their reduced 12 rocket loadouts here, but they at least will start to do something. And yeah, we have another one here with those big laser guided bombs under the wings, which can level one of these building blocks, those city blocks as well. MP2 getting killed off by the ITO. That's the big problem here. The ATGMs and the firepower here. All of these infantry in the buildings is hard to beat with just direct firepower from your own units. You need indirect fire of some sort to really deal with that. Meanwhile, the Paladins just firing onto buildings here on the other side, just trying to level all the cover potential for Icarus so that Berthags potentially can push over in the north. We have a +2 situation here for Berthags, so Berthags up in points quite nicely. I mean, well, Icarus still trying to fight down here, but with units in the open versus units in building cover, that's not gonna work out. That's just not gonna work out. BMP 2D under fire here in the south as well. Stinger and Bradley's trying to engage. Eagles getting fired upon. And yeah, we see some blue units getting killed off with rockets coming in that might help out a decent amount. Coming actually in on the right spot here, hitting the Gruts and so on. So that were some good hits, but red units still dying in decent numbers here as well. So I'm not quite feeling the momentum here for Icarus just yet. But at least some units taken out, at least some more damage dealt to these buildings, so that they might collapse eventually, allowing them to move in. At the same time though, the Paladins really starting to do some action here in the north, and there's a lot of blue units here. So yeah, with not investing anything more into defense in the north, Icarus has left themselves vulnerable there. We see the MiG-27 still flying around here, but not wanting to risk the engagement. We have an F-15 Eagle in the sky, actually going all the way for the hunting. That's a bit overkill maybe, as all the Eagles starting to come in. MiG-27 trying to disengage though, and the F-15 made it through, but gets shut down by the MiG-23 just in time. MiG-23 there, the savior, coming in just barely in time. Now hunting for the Apache, which is a bit of a suicide run here. Good reaction on the Apache side. It still gets taken out by the MiG-23s though. Chaparrals and Stingers find one hit on the MiG-23 over here. Find one hit on the MiG-23 in the north. Can something shoot this down? No, both MiG-23s will get out alive. Really good trade in that regard by Icarus. Both planes getting out. The Grud's still firing, and that might start to make the south look a bit better. No, too many units here still just running into the open. Grud's trying to find the 50 cal there. Most likely gonna find it, but there's still a good couple more units here for Berthags, and the big problem now coming in the north for Icarus. And it looks like our player from down under, who's not doing so hot lately on ladder, and big difference to Icarus, who is doing really well on ladder, actually still might get it in here in the league. And yeah, already underdog in the group stage. Was an underdog here, I would say, in this playoff game as well. But it is looking quite good for our player in blue here. And Icarus maybe a bit too focused on that 56 playstyle. A bit too focused on that new division, which might work out with this gimmicky place on the ladder quite well. But I feel like a bit more down-to-earth strategies here would work better in the league. So yeah, Belajor going down in the south. National Guard fire team of the law finding a nice kill there on an important leader unit. Meanwhile, up north, M1IP pushing forward. We have a helicopter trying to stop them. Currently no AA around here to stop that ATGM helicopter from firing away, but we have F-15s and Phantoms doing it instead. Strike Eagle coming around once more. Not finding the kill there. MiG-23 still having to reload as well though. But the AA helicopter actually doing the job. Strike Eagle number 2 down. That's quite nice, but is it important enough here to really change the outcome of this? National Guard fire team with the law here really stopping the push nicely. Another Apache coming around, and we see the full capture of this point here now by Berthags with the leader unit, the CV unit, moving in. M1IP did push quite far forward as well. The Paladin howitzers somewhat idle lately. The weekend warriors really not wanting to put in too much work. Meanwhile, MiG-23 gets another kill here. Gets another kill. Oh boy! The MiG-23 is actually trying the best here to keep the airspace red. Like, those pilots really need to get some accommodations. Some of them really going towards ace status there by now. As this allows the Hind over here to push forward. As the F4s are out. And actually kill off the Abrams over here. Kill off the CV. This might actually change the situation here in the north drastically. Like, wow. Those MiG-23s, absolute MVPs of the Soviet Union here. Killing off the infantry in the building. One Stinger still around, but Icarus at least able to capture the situation here. The issue is the south hasn't really improved. The Grud's still firing away, trying to counter battery some M109s. I believe they are too far away to get the kill. Might actually just work out. No, they are too inaccurate this time around. A bit too far away to get the kill there. So, yeah, Apache coming around in the south, but we have enough Iglos here. We don't have enough of anything else, though. I still believe some real Grud fire here on the town would have been the way to go for Icarus. Instead of just using the baby Gruds on their own. So, yeah, MiG-27 here, getting the calf. Air being dominated by the Red Air Force is quite nice, but the ground AA still has something to say about this. MiG-27 going down. Hind in the north, flying around nicely. Trying to push forward here towards the Stingers potentially. Not finding that just yet though. But yeah, damn. Those were some big plays there. Apache in the rear here, flying around nicely. Well, if you get close enough to the front line, the Grad Vs actually can counter battery artillery. We saw that in the last game, where they killed off some M110s. But yeah, you don't. If you fire this long, they just get too inaccurate because the circle is too big and there's too few rockets. Meanwhile, Mi-8 here coming in with a lot of infantry. Yeah, big push through in the north still could change the outcome here. And we see a lot of helicopters. Mi-8 MPPA actually having the high ECM thanks to the jammers in the rear. Dodging the Stingers there. So we see a bit of a heli spam actually. It just quite nice. Mi-8 getting hit. It doesn't quite have the same ECM as its NATO counterpart. Only having 30%, but being a bit cheaper therefore as well than the Black Hawk, the quick fix. And that's still good enough to fool this Chaparral, whilst the MiG-23 tries to run down onto the Chaparral. Chaparral now getting another rocket off though, and this time in really short range, finding the kill. We see a lot of Bradleys though as well, and that's not where you want to fly in your helicopters. Oh no, Icarus! Oh no, no, Mi-8s! Oh god, they're so doomed. Those Mi-8s are absolutely doomed. Number one gets shut down. The autocannons of the Bradleys, good enough to mess them up. This one actually gets its infantry out alive. They try to fire their RPG. The National Guard, not the most reliant units here, so they actually get stressed out and routed, but they still find the kill there in the end. Bradley's opening up here onto these infantry and helicopter units as well. The Mi-24 should disengage. Not enough cocons around to kill the Bradleys here in this Mi-24. Icarus stops the tick there with the capture, but 1,000 points different here. And the southern engagement is just not going well enough for Icarus. Like, I only can repeat myself there. This direct push in the open was not the play. See some BMP-2 now coming around. If those traits like would have gone maybe just into capturing the south here directly, or into artillery and actual nice combined arms pushes, that would have been different. But the smoke play wasn't it. There was too much here of Berthags, and I think that's where Icarus went wrong, estimating that Berthags maybe invests more in the north, not having enough heat around here, but there was too much there, and that really hit Icarus. We see some Dejaniki with RPG-7 trying to help out here. The Dejan Afghansky getting absolutely demolished by the engineers here in CQC combat, as the M1IP trying to help out as well. Medis getting involved, but they won't be able to kill off the M1IP that quickly either. Meanwhile, 120mm mortar on the fire. Crud opening up here, but once more just trying to counter battery, and Berthags even moving after shooting here now. So the red team still in trouble, still needs to get into the rear here. And that's the big problem with the helicopter push failing this hard. Like before that, I think with some nice helicopter play, maybe even baiting Berthags out a bit, it could have worked out nicely, but the helicopter push just didn't work out, and I feel like that might have been the last hope here of our player. Red obviously doesn't want to give up with the tournament live on the line, and with that also chances for prize money on the line, as there's a good chance that if you go to the semifinals, you will see some part of the prize pool at this stage. So yeah, Icarus not wanting to give up here, but this is going to struggle quite hard. And yeah, Bradley opening up onto the Dejaniki here. The BMP2 is a nice IV as well, but it's outnumbered and outgunned, heavily stressed out as well. That one didn't hit yet. Fire Team Dragon is a National Guard unit as well, so not the most reliable either, but it gets the job done here in the end. Helicopters once more coming in, but there's triple Chaparral power now here. So yeah, that most likely won't work out. They are ready for any deeper push here of the Hind helicopters over here. Apparently getting killed. More of them coming in. Rat trying to find some damage around, but not really getting the job done here. Walker's disengaging. And well, yeah, Icarus really getting it done with 56 in the first game in this series. And then I feel like just being a bit too much of a one-trick pony, letting Berthags figuring them out already in game 1 a bit, then in game 2 really giving them a lot of chances for it and figuring out how to play this. And then sticking with it in game 3 I feel like was a mistake. Like 52nd really worked out in the first one, but trying the same thing 3 times, especially after it already failed in the second time around, that was just a bit too much here. And yeah, 56 is a cool division, but I don't think that this was the division for this map. Like, 56 is a great map division for some more spread out, more mid-rangey decks maps, and this one is a relatively long-range map, even with the change to the center here, and there it just doesn't quite provide. So yeah, good game here so far, but I don't see it coming around for Icarus. Stopped the take, trying to get into the south now, but there's just too much here. For Berthags, Bradley's pushing forward, only a Conqueror's left. Yeah, and that there's the helicopters, but as I pointed out, Chaparrals will stop that, and more BMP-2D infantry coming around, but yeah, 56 under pressure here. And yeah, sorry for always saying 52nd, guys. That's Steel Division PTSD triggering there with the Sicherungs. And we see the CV Jeep here coming up, trying to get in, trying to get some damage done, trying to get some tick done again. Rats getting a bit of damage onto Bradley. The CV still around though, and after Chaparral with Bradley, Berthags can move forward, doesn't need to move forward though, has the take, has the big point advantage already, so just needs to focus on not getting completely wiped in a split second here, and I don't see that happening here. RPG-22 trying to get on top of the Bradley, but if that doesn't happen, the Bradley here should be good enough to deal to T62, keep the take up. It's going into the zone already. We see big reinforcements here for the south, with some Vietnam flashbacks, Hueys over the forest coming in here, bringing in some needed reinforcements for the south here for Berthags, and that should stabilize the situation here as well, unless the Eagles get them all, and they shouldn't be able to. The 50 cal helping out nicely, the engineers here doing a good job, T62 trying to help out, not really finding any good shots there though. Whilst we see the BMP-2D going down in the meantime. Trying to desperately push in the north. But the +1 still alive here for blue. Conquerors under fire. This push just doesn't work out. Kill list is red, 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 and yeah, this is going to be the end. Huey's relatively aggressive. One of them going down, but the rest makes it out alive. Gets on top of all of this. And yeah, we have the Fireteam Law here chilling out in the south. Aircraft troops slowly pushing forward. Trying to get onto the top of the D262. No air really coming around. M109. And they find the kill onto the T62. Not really aiming for it yet. Aiming for T62 in the middle instead. But 5 minutes remaining. Icarus actually getting a +1 here. Right now. As the capture point here actually gets captured. Was a bit confused for a moment, but yeah, with the smoke play, the Bellador getting in there. We have a CV on the other side coming around already for Berthags though, which will change it back to a Berthags tick, and the +1 isn't really threatening. Cute play here by Icarus, but not much more than that. M109's starting to land around the T62 will leave some damage. Might actually get the kill if Icarus isn't starting to move this. As the MiG-27 on the other side tries to get some kill here as well. With the LGB not finding it though. And MiG-27 goes down instead. Not gets the capture point here. We get some counter battery play here once more, but it is about time here to tap out, I think, because it has been a really good game. Some interesting play out of 56 for sure, but Icarus really not finding the play here, and there we go. GG is called, and we have Berthags in the semifinals, which is a really cool setup. As at the beginning of this tournament, Berthags was one of the few people in Division 1 that was a bit worried about that they might be a bit out of place there. Instead, they came around in a really great show in the group stage, beating Yuki Porter, which who is one of the highest ranked players in the ladder right now, and now beating another really high ranked player in Icarus in the playoff stage already. So getting into the semifinals, quite hype moment. The underdog here going through, and that is for sure a nice one as well. And yeah, GGVP to Icarus as well. We will for sure see more of them as well in the future. Really strong player. Just not the right picks here, I think. Like 56 is cool, but they have to get a bit out of their one-trick pony kind of. Like, it's not even that they played 56 every single time with the same strat, but they like one division to go into all matchups, to go into all maps is just not really the play at the moment. Especially not if it's such like flawed division as 56 when it comes to having some glaring weaknesses as well. Like, it's a division with its nice strengths, but also some real weaknesses. It's not an all-rounder division like 2nd Panzer or 8th US. So playing that in all 3 matchups, I think, was the biggest mistake here. But yeah, GGVP here by Icarus. And Berthags, as I said, hope to see Icarus in the future again. And really looking forward to see what we will see out of Berthags here. And now we come to a really important part here in today's stream as well. As if we have a look into Division 1 replays, we have a wooden box in the tiebreaker beating Lathans. Then we have Neff beating a wooden box in the tiebreaker matches, 3-way tiebreaker. And then we have Lathans beating Neff. So the 3-way tiebreaker ends in a tie, because everybody has a win above another player, and everybody having a loss here as well. So we come down to the ultimate tiebreaker here, as they all seem to be equal. So the only way we can split this up, in Steel Division we would have used air jousting event yet now. So air micro in WARNO is not quite there, and I'm it would be just as much down to RNG as it is now, as we will just let it be done by the randomizer now. As we will randomize it here. The most upwards one will go down as first place. The second one will go down as second place, and the third one actually we will be eliminated. It is a bit unfortunate to make it here, but it's also kind of hilarious because they also got one win over each other in the group stage as well, whilst all won against Stylebreaker. So yeah, let's see. Okay, it is a wooden box going through, Neff going through a second place, and then Lathan's being eliminated. So yeah, GGVP to all three players. Yeah, there was no other way. We had to come to the penultimate tiebreaker, and yeah, rip to Lathan's. Congratulations to Wooden Box for for getting through this way. But yeah, I feel like Lathan's might not be that sad about this, as hopefully with the next season we might have better recon. Yeah. Also, yeah, real skill issue here on Lathan's side for sure. Getting ripped by the randomizer. Yeah. So we can finally move on in Division 1 with the rest of the playoffs. Let me check out the match with the Chalong page. Ah, that's the last thing I haven't logged in yet, so give me a second, guys. That should work out. Okay, yeah. Let's move that up. Let's finally move on to the playoff stage here. As we have to manipulate it now in a way that it all works. Wooden box versus Lathan's. Well, like, okay, we need to do it like this. 6. And then give an F5 versus Lathan's. That should do it. Yeah, okay. Okay. And then we will have a Wooden Box versus Mix 90. No. Yeah, and Pro Commie versus Neff. In the playoff stage, everything correct here, right? Yeah, okay. We can finally end the group stage here. Can already put in. That looks all correct. Yeah, Team End versus Yukipor. Berthags winning 2-1 already here over Icarus. We'll have this on Friday, I believe, Timon. Correct me if I'm wrong. Launch coming around nicely. And yeah, that will be an interesting one as well. I won't be able to cast it this weekend, as I said. I will be away there. But yeah, looking forward to it. Will ping Pro Commie and Neff and Mix 90 and the Wooden Box here as well. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to see that, will you stream it? Your POV? Or will you cover it any other way? Like, okay, yeah. So guys, stick like, yeah, 4 p.m. CET on Friday. Check out Team and Place versus Yukipor over there. That we're gonna end it for today. I will figure out all the other organizational stuff that still has to go on with League in the upcoming hours. So don't despair if you still have something to ask. Ask me there. Yeah, we will end the stream here now. Thanks for watching. I will have to see if I can actually raid anybody. I don't think I have that set up yet. Oh, I might. Yeah, no, I can. Okay. Okay, like, yeah, let's end the stream here. I will do my 10 push-ups on the way out. And then we will end this here. Whom to raid? There is someone streaming Warno. I have no idea who that is. Abracadabra. Let's figure that out together. Yeah, I'm absolutely going to raid the Raiders house, the Hackers house this weekend. No, I'm going to go to the beach, my family's place, to Rostock. So yeah, see you all next week most likely. And yeah, have a nice day. And 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 for Stahlbrecher there.